current leader of Haringey Council, Councillor Ejiofor, is here. I know that he knew Narendra very well as well. I'd like to invite him to come up and say a few words.
It says on the screen there that we're celebrating a Haringey legend, and what I'd like to do here now is have a few moments to talk about that legacy. Just before I came up here, Seymour pointed out that I didn't have 3 hours, that I only had 3 minutes, and there's a man here going to wave me off. I'm okay with that, and I know most of my backbenchers will be okay with that as well. Also, as a black politician, I'm often being asked about what I'm doing to bring on the next generation of black politicians. I could talk about the support, the advice I received from Narendra as a mentor for me. I know there's some other councillors here who will be able to talk about how Narendra assisted and helped them with their political career. I honestly believe that it was his goal to ensure that the party changed irrevocably from the party that he joined to be a party that matches the community which he seeks to represent here in Haringey. I know a lot of people talk about the first time they met Narendra. I honestly can't remember the first time that I met Narendra. This has got to go back into the mid-90s. It might have been whilst I was working amongst community activists, working in the voluntary sector. It might have been whilst I was trying to set up a back section out in East London. All I can know is that when we first spoke and when we first met, we did share a common pain as actually being sort of Spurs fans. If this planet was created a day ago, we are each only granted a half second to live on the surface. The question that we all have to ask is, did we use that half second wisely? Did we use that half second bravely? Did we use that half second to make an impact or a change in some small way in the world around us? I look here at the diversity of people who have joined us in this evening, and it's clear that from people who are gathered here, our brother, our socialist brother, Narendra Makanji, certainly used his half second well. A wise old friend once told me, tomorrow is promised to no one. That doesn't mean that you should live your life recklessly, merely that you shouldn't waste today. Because only one small gain, if you make one small gain today, you can build upon that one small gain tomorrow. And you build upon that small gain the day afterwards. As Roger said earlier, Narendra always pointed out that the left on the council had to organise, and that success, it was said, will come slowly. And I've also heard this evening Kingsley and Diane and Talal talk about the persistence and the perseverance that was needed to make black sections a success. There may be times when political challenges we face seem almost insurmountable, but a small gain every day will lead to that huge change in a short time. This is a challenge we face on our council every day, and all too often Narendra was having conversations with me that just reminded me to go on and push on and move forward. We must take on board that we're prepared and willing to learn from the experience of our elders. Narendra was a man who proudly wore his commitment to equality, to anti-racism, to social justice, and to his fellow man, and he wore it proudly on his sleeve. He was always available to share that knowledge and to offer the advice to the younger generation, those younger generation people like myself.
You weren't going to get away with that one.
But again, as we hear this evening, I don't believe that this is a time to mourn what we've lost, but rather a time to celebrate what we shared. And I know that many of the things that I have shared with Narendra will be the things that many of you will have shared with him too. His warmth, mentioned today, I can't remember a time where he didn't smile. He was just a generous, warm person. His passionate about politics, passionate about left politics, passionate about the Labour Party, his humour, a wicked sense of humour, his pragmatism. Ultimately, he was convinced that we could find ways to work our way around the system and deliver the change that we wanted to do. His presence was there in any room that you were there. You knew he was there. It was a wonderful experience. His wisdom. And no, as people said, he wasn't always right. Because he did actually say we were actually given the Champions League, but we'll let that one. His experience, again, this is an experience that I've sought to draw upon, and other councillors here will say how they've sought to draw upon it as well. And many of the people who've spoken today will talk about how he used his experience and his knowledge to move them forward. His socialism, absolutely proud of the socialist, and that's wonderful. His challenge, because he would be honest and open and frank with you. If he didn't agree with you, he'd tell you so. Generally, in fact, he'd tell you that you're wrong, but he would actually have that conversation with you. But his support and his guidance and his friendship are all things that I relied upon. I was very, very grateful. I felt very, 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 very honoured to be able to have. I shared all of these things with Narendra and more, for these were gifts. And all of these gifts were priceless. I believe that Narendra Makanji used his half-second well, and the world is a lesser place than I am.